The World Trade Organization has, I would say, three key pillars for the multilateral system. The first one is to provide a forum for members of the organization to negotiate the trade agreements. So they come together, all of them, 164 members, and they negotiate trade agreements. The second pillar is to provide a forum to resolve the trade disputes. As they negotiate trade agreements, frequently some members may have conflicts. So the WTO provides a forum to solve these trade conflicts in a peaceful manner. And the final element is what we call transparency, which means that members have to inform others what they are doing in the trade fields, providing documentation, regulations, laws, so that everyone knows what others are doing. So I would resume these three key pillars: negotiation, solving trade disputes, and transparency. Of course, there are other elements as well, like recognizing that not all members are at the same stage of development. We do provide assistance to the developing countries, and in particular to the least developed countries. So that's another pillar that should not be forgotten: the assistance, technical assistance, and capacity building provided to these countries. Well, trade has been recognized as one important factor in achieving sustainable development, and that has been acknowledged by the United Nations at different meetings, international meetings. Therefore, the work of the WTO is key to achieve the sustainable development goals. We have institutional interactions with the United Nations. We do cooperate with the UN DESA, the Department of Economic and Social Affairs, and the WTO is called upon to provide annual reports to a group coordinating how the Sustainable Development Goals are being achieved. So that's the institutional part. Now, regarding specific Sustainable Development Goals, there are many of them, but I could very quickly think about some of them. First one, for example, which aims at reducing poverty. Trade, it has been recognized that trade generates opportunities to enhance economic growth and therefore provide opportunities to reduce poverty around the world. So by facilitating trade, WTO contributes to these efforts at reducing poverty. Of course, trade is not everything. Trade alone cannot solve these problems of poverty reduction, but trade has to be mainstreamed into the national development strategies. So that's one of the Sustainable Development Goals. The other that I think of is reducing hunger. Again, there, trade has some components that could help the United Nations family to achieve these goals. For example, the WTO has some agreements aimed at reducing export subsidies in the agricultural sector. These export subsidies distort markets, and therefore some countries are not at the same level to compete. By reducing these export subsidies, the level playing field is more equal for everybody, and we hope to believe by this we contribute to reducing hunger. Another one that comes to my mind is the work we do for maintaining the oceans. This is a wider development goal. From the WTO, at this moment, our members are negotiating an agreement so as to reduce the most harmful forms of subsidies that contribute to overexploitation of fish stocks. So there again, you can see that the WTO, despite of being a technical organization, has the opportunities to contribute to attain some of the Sustainable Development Goals. The WTO has always have difficulties, maybe more now than in the past. The organization has changed from its beginning in terms of number of membership, in terms of subjects covered by the organization, in terms of the differences between our members. Is no longer considered of what it used to be considered a club of like-minded countries. Now we have 164 members. Each one of them has its interest. Each one of them has its difficulties. So as you can imagine, the WTO, by needing to have consensus to take any decision, it is very difficult to have the consensus of 164 members. That doesn't mean that it's impossible, but it requires time. And as you were saying, challenges, I would say the challenges is how to bring on board the specificities and interests of 164 members that are different in economic development and models of development. Most of these problems are of that nature because of the complex nature of how the economy functions now. Whatever happens in a given country has implications on others. And on top of that, some of these problems, like the one you mentioned about climate change, there's no boundaries. They go over all places. So only action at a multilateral level can solve this type of problems. One country or a group of countries alone will not be able to address the issue of climate change, for example. And it's something that is coming very importantly to us. So that is one of the problems that you highlighted. The characteristics of these challenges are so wide that the solutions have to come only via a multilateral approach, meaning the involvement of all countries.